Hello everyone, welcome to Physiology Guide YouTube channel. This is an exclusive channel for learning physiology for all the medical, dental, physiotherapy, nursing and allied health science students who learn physiology in their curriculum. I am Dr. Neelkant Kote. I am an assistant professor in the Department of Physiology, and today we are going to learn about the different practical aspects in physiology. So if you look into the different practical aspects in physiology, so the practical physiology is having the four main divisions or compartments. The first division is hematology, study of blood and blood components. Second division is human experiments. Third division is clinical examination of different systems like clinical examination of respiratory system, cardiovascular system, per abdomen, and central nervous system. And the fourth division is amphibian experiments. Let's look into these each division in detail. So when it comes to hematology, hematology as the name itself indicates, it is the study of components of blood. So in this practical section, we study different components of blood, including the blood cells. So there are certain set of experiments which are meant to do it, and there are set of experiments which are only for the demonstration. So in hematology, the first experiment is study of compound microscope. Then you have effect of varying strengths of saline on human RBCs. Then RBC count, WBC count, and differential leukocytic count. Hemoglobin estimation, blood grouping, RH typing, bleeding time, and clotting time estimation are some of the important experiments in hematology. There are other experiments which are usually meant for demonstration purpose. It means student is not supposed to do it. Only the teacher will do the experiment, and he will demonstrate it for the students. And they are absolute eosinophil count, determination of erythrocyte sedimentation rate or ESR, and determination of packed cell volume PCV, and osmotic fragility test. In some of the medical colleges, effect of varying strengths of saline on human RBCs are performed by students, and in some medical colleges it can be kept only for demonstration. It depends on colleges to colleges. So moving further, coming to human experiments, the second division of practical physiology. Here you do examination of radial pulse, recording of blood pressure and its effect on posture, exercise, spirometry to determine the lung volumes and lung capacities, stenography, recording of the respiratory movements, Morse's ergography to demonstrate the fatting in muscles, perimetry to demonstrate the visual field mapping, recording of ECG, and cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So among all these human experiments, stenography, recording of ECG, and cardiopulmonary resuscitation, these three experiments are usually kept for the demonstration, and rest all the experiments are supposed to be done by the medical student. Now coming to the third part of the practical physiology, and the most important among all is the clinical examination of different systems. So as per the new curriculum for MBBS students, a lot of importance is given in this field, in this section, as these experiments, these practical physiology aspects are going to help the medical students in shaping up their clinical skills. So in clinical examination of different system, you again do the radial pulse examination, general physical examination, then cardiovascular system examination, examination of respiratory system, examination of per abdomen, and central nervous system examination in detail. So in this central nervous system examination, you study and examine the cranial nerves in two sets, uh, 1 to cranial number 1 to 6 in one set, and cranial number 7 to 12 in the second set. Then examination of sensory nervous system, examination of motor nervous system, Actually, the reflexes also come under the motor nervous system, but since the motors reflexes are studied in detail, so this will be usually done as a separate experiment, demonstration of different reflexes, which include both superficial and deep reflexes. So, as far as the amphibian experiments are concerned, in olden days, all the physiologists used to do these amphibian experiments mainly on the frog. So, most of the experiments related to amphibian were related to, cardiac muscle and cardiac skeletal muscle related experiments. But these days, these experiments are banned. These are not actually performed by the students, but simulatory experiments are performed by the students, wherein visually these kind of electronic stimulated, or the computerized visually impactful experiments are done by the students, just to understand the concept behind the amphibian experiments. Generally, uh, charts and graphs are kept on the amphibian experiments, which are usually related to simple muscle curve or twitch, or demonstration of fatigue, effect of temperature on frog's heart, or any other properties of skeletal and cardiac muscles in frog. So these kind of graphs and charts demonstrating the particular properties of cardiac muscles or heart muscles, and skeletal muscles will be demonstrated in the form of graphs and charts, and they'll be kept during the examination. So, as far as the curriculum is concerned, in MBBS course, practical marks totally carries 80 marks weightage. In that, hematology carries 20 marks, human experiments 20 marks, clinical examination carries 40 marks altogether. Here, each and every student will get a case on central nervous system, and this will be a major experiment, and one central nervous system examination will be coupled with a case history, and the second part of this clinical examination will have either cardiovascular system examination or respiratory system examination as major, and it will be coupled with general physical examination and per abdomen examination as minor experiment. So altogether they'll have 80 marks. In hematology, you will have RBC count, WBC count, and differential count as the major experiment, and estimation of hemoglobin, blood grouping, RH typing, determination of bleeding time and clotting time will be a minor experiment. As far as human experiments are concerned, you will have one major human experiments, and it will be associated with a graph or a chart or a case discussion. So this is all about the curriculum, MBBS curriculum, with respect to practical physiology. As far as dental curriculum is concerned, dental students will also have hematology in detail. It is just like the MBBS students curriculum. Plus, they will also have general physical examination, examination of radial pulse, and recording of the blood pressure. And finally, the physiotherapy curriculum. So the practical physiology curriculum for physiotherapy is same as that of MBBS students. So they will have to study hematology, human experiments, as well as clinical examination of all the systems in detail, just like the MBBS students. Now coming to some of the practical physiology books to read. So there are a lot of books available in the market written by many eminent authors and professors, but the most popular and most recommended textbook for, the practical manuals for practical physiology is Practical Physiology by G.K. Pal and Pravati Pal. This is the most recommended practical book for first year MBBS students. Next to the G.K. Pal and Pravati Pal, you can also refer the Practical Physiology manual written by Dr. A.K. Jain. So there is a separate Practical Physiology manual for BDS student, exclusively designed keeping their curriculum in mind. So that version is also available by Dr. A.K. Jain. But in general, it is good to read these practical manuals, And it also depends on college to college, and certain colleges recommend their own practical manuals, and some of them recommend the practical manual which is more feasible to them. So in general, all over India, these are the most commonly used practical manuals for practical physiology. Thank you for watching the video. Our next video will be on body fluid compartments from general physiology, and subscribe to our channel, hit the bell notification so that whenever I make the new videos, you will get the updates on it. Thank you very much.